Hello my friends, welcome to Taste to Explore. Now today my friends, we are making a Puerto Rican classic. We are making Escabeche de Guineos con Mollejas. That basically translates to pickled green bananas with chicken gizzards. It is phenomenal. Alright my friends, so this dish comes together pretty easily. It's one of my favorites. I usually always like to prepare this whenever the holidays are approaching. Like to me, I love to make it during Christmas time and Easter, but you can make it whenever. You see this a lot in Puerto Rican gatherings, and it's just delicious. It's easy to make, and it just comes together beautifully, and every household makes it different, and I'm going to show you my way. So now let's begin. Alright my friends, to get started you're going to need a big pot. Fill it up with water. You're going to need plenty of water because this needs to boil for a good hour and a half to 2 hours. I love it when my chicken gizzards are fork tender. They have to be tender. I don't like that rubbery stuff. Now I had rinsed this off and I just want to show you that I left it whole. It's, you know, it's a little bit, not that it's complicated to cut them while they're on the raw state, but it's way more easier once it's done. It cuts through like butter, and I like to cook them whole. I left the fat on. It's just gonna give the water a little flavor. All that is gonna melt off once this is done. But I do want to show you something very important. When you get this from your local supermarket or your butcher, sometimes, as you can see with this, it has no skin on it because I removed every one of them. So you want to make sure that you rinse this out very well, taking out this skin that tends to be on these things. Do not overlook this. This will make your whole pot here taste horrible. This must be removed, and all you do is just peel it off. Really simple, nothing to it but to do it. I left this on so I can show you how this looks. And you remove it, discard it, and you see how nice and clean it is, making sure you're not leaving none of that little skin behind. Try to remove it, never leave it there. One time when I was younger, I made a mistake and left one on. I ruined the whole dish. So I rinsed this off completely. I had already looked through each and every one. I have about 4 pounds right here. You can do as much as you like. I mean, it's really simple, and it tastes so lovely. It's best to make a whole big pot full so you can have later and leftovers, because leftovers taste the best. So right now, with just some water, I am going to put in salt. You want to put in a good amount of salt, like if you were to be making pasta, because this is going to cook and you want flavor on it. You just want salt on it because later on we're going to season it up. I'm going to put this on the stove between medium-high heat, not screaming high, but a medium-high, and this, with the cover on, is going to boil for about 1 hour to 1 hour and a half. If you have a pressure cooker, that will be perfect. That will cook there in no time at all. Maybe like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I will watch it. With a pressure cooker, it actually cooks half of the time. But since I'm using a regular pot, large pot, lots of water, put lots of water in it because it's going to boil for a while and your water will evaporate. So put a lot of water, let it cook all the way to about an hour and a half to 2, and I'm going to show you how that looks. See you right back. Alright my friends, so next we have green bananas. This is a whole rack of green bananas. There is 8 of them here, and I'm going to be using all 8. So don't get this confused with the green plátano. That is totally different. Alright, so just get a nice large pot ready. with some water, and we're gonna cut these up and put them right in. All right, my friends, I am going to show you how I cut my green banana. I already have here a pot full of water and the other green bananas that I had peeled and chopped up. Really simple and easy. Nothing to it but to do it. And this is how it works. Doesn't have to be perfect, my friends. When you make the slit in the middle, don't go all the way deep. It's just for your knife to cut through this tough skin. Alright, and then you rock it open, and that's that. Just like so. Sometimes it gives a hard time, sometimes it don't. And you just remove like so. Really not difficult whatsoever. Just remove a little. Okay. And then you chop. I like to make little cylinders. You can cut them as big as you want. And that's really about it, my friends. I'm placing them in my pot full of water with the rest of my Guineos, my bananas. And then I'm going to put some salt on top. Be generous with it because it's going to take up the flavor. And then put this to boil for about fork tender, maybe 20 minutes or less. And then that's it. Then we're going to put the whole thing together. This can be on the stove on medium-high heat. Alright, my friends, so my chicken gizzards are done. I am ready to start taking them out and chopping them up. So now let's begin that process. Alright, my friends, so on my little mini chopping board, I'm just going to place a few at a time with a knife. And of course, you have your bowl where you're going to be putting your salad together. I have a small piece there anyway. I'm just going to quarter them, maybe in three sections. And that's it, my friends. Simple as that. We'll put them on here. And I'll load up more in my cutting board. And this part is the easiest because you're just cutting them to your desired size, which I like a bite size. Not too big, not too small, but of course it could be as big or as little as you want, really. And that's it. Alright, now my friends, while I am halfway preparing my salad because I'm waiting for the green bananas to fully cook through, I am going to place in one sweet bell pepper and one red onion sliced. You can use whatever onion you want or whatever bell pepper you like. Now I like to allow mine to cook with the steam of the green bananas and the chicken gizzards. I like for that to steam up my vegetables. I like my vegetables to be more so on the crunchy side, but it slightly wilts down the onions. I prefer it that way. Some people cook it, but I prefer it that way. I'm going to put a top on it so that way it can steam up and cook down our vegetables just a slight bit. Alright, my friends, now let's start putting in the last bits to this recipe. So here is our cooked bananas, Guineos. They are fork, they're way more than fork tender. And like I said before, the heat from all this is really going to pull everything together, and it's going to be really, really marvelous, my friends. Now, this next step, now as you stir this in, just be careful because sometimes the green bananas does break apart. So that is fine. Now, what I'm going to put in here is totally optional, but this is the way I like to dress it. I have here a ½ cup of extra virgin olive oil. You can use more or less. I like mine to have a lot, and extra virgin is the way to go. I have here 2/3 cups of clear distilled vinegar. It's like you put as much as you like. First, I like to put a little bit at a time and give it a good stir. It's gonna need more, so I am going to put the whole thing in here because I like that vinegary, oily condiment that this is, that this has. All right, perfect. I have fresh garlic, 3 cloves. You could use granulated garlic. I didn't have any, but I like fresh. Now, I also am going to be using some adobo. This is to taste, so I can't tell you how much I use because, so put as much to taste. Lastly, we are going to put some ground black pepper in here. I had used a teaspoon of black peppercorns and a teaspoon of oregano. I ground it up in my NutriBullet, and here it goes. So you're going to put according to your taste with the both. This is optional, but definitely with the ground black pepper, you should really do it yourself. It tastes so awesome with it. And secondly, back in the days, they used to put the whole black peppercorns in here, and even though it gave it flavor, but if you bite into those little suckers, that wouldn't be too pretty. So give it a nice stir, and I'm going to put my lid on this just so that way the heat can cook down my veggies slightly, and then give it a taste, and then that's it, my friends. Simple and easy as that. Alright, my friends, it is time to do a taste test. I cannot wait. The vegetables had wilted down, and I love just the flavor that the onions and the sweet bell peppers bring to this dish. You can leave them out if you want to, or you can leave them in. Whatever it is, the choice is yours. It's delicious with it and without it, and I love it. I'm gonna take a bite of my chicken gizzard. I love it when I allow my chicken gizzards to cook for, like I told you, between an hour and a half to 2 hours is what you need to get your chicken gizzards nice and tender, delish. And now for the green bananas. Mom, so much flavors. Delicious. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again. Take care. Bye bye.